2017 Jeep Cherokee 2.4 liter engine thermostat with the temperature sensor here. Don't get in a hurry and break it. Pull the red part. Then you can pull the sensor off. And you may have to take a screwdriver, give it a little persuasion to get it loosened up if it's never been off, and then it will come off without breaking it. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay, now for that small line, which you can see I've already gotten broken loose, what I did was take a pair of curved needle nose, because there's two buttons. There's one on top here, there's one on bottom, or one on each side, however this is oriented for you. I was able to just take these pliers, wedge them in here, push this button in, and I just pushed this other button down with my finger and pulled, and that released that hose clamp. Kind of like a whole bunch of evap lines. If you've ever worked on the evap system, emission systems on your car, you got to press both sides in at the same time or they won't release. And then that one just comes right off, and you're going to have a little bit of coolant drainage, but you're one step closer. Now for that factory kind of hose clamp like that, they're super stout and needle nose pliers won't get them done. If you've got enough space to get to them, regular slip joint pliers are stout enough, or whatever else you might use. But in this case, we don't have a lot of room because we got the block right here. Hose clamp is right there. So I use these, these hose clamp removal pliers with the cable on them. I got these from OEM 25248. I think they sell those at O'Reilly's, or they used to. Might have been on his own. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 20 bucks. And then you can get that over the end of the hose clamp, squeeze, and then it stays, like it locks in. So you can then slide this hose clamp back. Okay, and I had to reposition it just a little bit, but then you squeeze it. Now I've got it way off of the fitting there, to where now I can just release it. Okay, it's out of the way. I can press on with other stuff. If you don't have a pair of those, or a set of those, I highly recommend that you get them. These ones have been good for me. Then I use a pick like this to get under here and kind of break the seal a little bit around that. Especially important if it's been on there for a long time. And then you just kind of give it a twist until it starts to come loose, and then watch out for Mount St. Helens. It's always a shame, to lose that coolant, but there's nothing you can do about that. What you can do to help yourself out, though, is catch it. And here you can see I'm catching most of it. I think this is an 11 or 12 quart pan I got from Home Depot a while back. Worth every penny. I think it was like $5. You can also see here that I've taken off, if you can see it back there, that the splash shield under here. And on Jeeps, it's kind of like it's like an absorbent mat almost. I don't know if it's supposed to catch oil drips better than just straight plastic, but it stays wet forever is the point. So I say take the whole thing off. It's held on by 10mm bolts. Just take it off, and then you don't have that extra mess to clean up. Okay, now for that tricky last bolt. So you got 1, 2, 3. Well, on the other side of that tube there is 3. There, you can see it. Those are all easy to get to. Number 4 is not, and it is precisely why people go crazy when they try to do jobs like this. It's right above that braided rubber hose, which I've disconnected from here. Squeeze these tabs in, pull it off, let the coolant flow. It's right above that and right underneath that. If you don't have one of these little Ryobi cameras thingies, I would highly suggest you get one, as it will make your life a lot easier. So there you can see the end of my camera down there with the light on. I'm going to slide it right over the top of that black hose, and then here on this screen you can see that thing. That is the bolt that we're trying to get out. So you see you're in real tight. There, that's a little better image. It's in real tight quarters there. You got just enough room to get a 1/4-inch ratchet set on there in between that black hose and right underneath that other outlet to that other hose, which I don't have off yet. I'm going to see if I can get this broke loose first. But that's what you're looking at. Okay, so now I've got the camera shoved in past the front bottom bolt that we can see, shining at that other bolt that we can't really see. You should be able, there's my socket. So I'm going to see if we can use this to get on that thing. Oh, we're close. And that wasn't corrosion on there. It was, I don't know, some kind of, maybe it was an anti-corrosion protection. It was like a little film and it just fell off. So there you can clearly see the bolt. Okay, hold on. And there we go, guys. If I said 8 earlier, I meant 10. But here, now I can see I'm on that bolt. She's a 10 there. There are 2 different kinds of bolts on this. 2 of them are 8s, I believe, and 2 of them are 10s. Why? Mopar. This camera, go get you one. Now that I've got that, and you can see, here's the end of my extension here. Now I can put some more extensions on it and break that loose. And break that sucker loose and get it out of the way. Okay, and it's working. There you can see it's coming out. I'm going to try not to drop that sucker. I don't want to have to fight finding that thing. And I ended up not using any more extensions. Just put a 1/4-inch ratchet on there and broke it right loose. So hopefully I can get that thing out in one piece, and then I will get that last hose there, set the frame off, the one with the clip on there. Pull that off, and then I'll pull the rest of the bolts off then, which would be easy money. Slap the new one back in, and go do something else for a while. Alright, party people. And there we go. Last couple of steps that I didn't really show. One was getting this hose off here. It has this clip that you're going to have to pry out of the groove that it's in here. Okay, and it's not terrible. Just pry it out with a screwdriver or a pick or something and try not to lose it. And then that hose comes right off. And then the other bolts, couldn't be easier to extract out of here. It's just, for whatever reason, it's weird. You got an 8mm here, an 8 here, a 10 here, and a 10 there. I don't know. Here's a new one, and I don't know what the difference is. Same part number, except this ends in AC. This is AA. Not sure if that'll show on here. This is the original one of the car. There's AA right there. But they're 90 degrees Celsius on both of them. Maybe, hopefully, they've updated something here in the thermostat to where it doesn't get freaking stuck open like so many of these do. But it's not too bad. Be patient. Get you one of those inspection scopes, and that will help you out tremendously. I think this is an easy afternoon job for most of us DIY shade tree mechanic kinds. And can I not stop talking about how handy this inspection camera is? So that bolt I dropped is way, way down there in that puddle of red stuff. I know it's coolant, okay? It's way, way down there. Let me zoom back out. No way to get your fingers in there. But with this, I could see where the bolt was. In fact, I think you can see the threads there. And then I was able to take my little grabber tool here. There, you can see the bolt. Okay. There. Look at that. Man, this thing is awesome. You got to be prepared for some of this stuff when you do this job, my friends. Okay, so there's the new assembly in place. I've only got 2 bolts started in it so far, but it's the easiest one and the hardest one in that back corner. There you can see it in its hole. And the secret to that is to go ahead, as you're putting the thermostat assembly in there, just go ahead and run the bolt into the hole. Of course, you can't push it all the way through because it's going to block the hole, but set it in there just till it gets to the end of the housing ear, and carefully place the thermostat into place, and then you can push the bolt in with your finger, and then you can get a socket on it and tighten it down. Okay, and then there, with the aid of my handy dandy little camera, not perfect here, but you are getting the idea. There we go. Now I can start running this thing to ground, and I am very grateful for being able to see where I normally couldn't. So, all right, the rest of it is going to be pretty easy. Just put everything back together, clean the schmoo off of the vacuum pump assembly there, and make sure you get the tangs there in the end of that shaft. There's the tangs there. They got them made up, but other than that, you clean it up, should be good to go. Just like that, with the power of editing. Back together. Clearly see the new thermostat housing on there. I'm about ready to fire this up, but I've got to go get some of the right coolant. Forget your ground strap on your ECM here. Easy to forget. One last thing here. The hero of the day is the RP012806 inspection scope from Ryobi. Again, Direct Tools, $40 or so, I think, if you get it on one of their constant specials. Even if you had to pay full price for it, you'd be happy doing a job like this to have it. So any questions, let me know. And I do want to say thank you to Online Mechanic Tips, JT, for having the bulk of this down. I'm just trying to show a little bit of extra that might help you if you're doing it at home. Okay, once you've got all the nuts and bolts back together, it's time to put in some antifreeze. For this, I'm going to tell you, don't underthink it and don't overthink it. The car tells you what it needs. It needs that. Okay? If you look online at, pick your flavor of auto parts stores, there's 75 different kinds of coolant. I don't know why there has to be that many. It's highly annoying. For me, I say don't risk it. For the biscuit, just go to the dealership. This is one of the few times I'd say go to the freaking dealership and just get the right stuff. I got a gallon of the pre-diluted. It is the exact stuff, MS-12106. And this was $16 and some change. It was $3 cheaper than the closest stuff I could find at O'Reilly's or AutoZone that you're not entirely sure is the right stuff anyway. You got oat, you got hoat, you got barley, you got all this stupid stuff. They classify this coolant as just go to the dealer and get the right stuff. And here you can see the bottom line there is the minimum, the top line there is the maximum. Fill it up with that stuff and you are good to go, my friends. I know, I don't like dealerships either. Sometimes you just got to do what you just got to do. You got all the different colors of this stupid crap. Orange, red, pink, purple, green, clear. Presto makes one that says it works with any of them. Well, if they can do that, why don't they just make one? And get me on a tirade. I'll start talking about how much I don't like Amazon and insurance companies next. Nobody needs to hear that. Actually, maybe everybody needs to hear that. Thanks for watching.